Have you ever wondered if the pyramids were built by anyone but humans? This thought has crossed many minds. When you stand before the Great Pyramid of Giza, its size is hard to understand. It reaches for the sky, a perfect mountain made of stone. For thousands of years, these structures have stood on the edge of the desert, silent and massive. They make us feel small. They make us ask big questions. How could people from so long ago build something so grand? This question has given life to many wild stories and fantastic myths. But the real story is even more amazing. It is a story of human skill, hard work, a powerful belief system. The pyramids were not dropped from the sky. They did not appear overnight by magic. They are the product of an incredible civilization, the ancient Egyptians. These were real people, living and working along the fertile banks of the Nile. They were farmers. They were artists. They were engineers. They were leaders. The pyramids are their legacy, a testament to what they could achieve with their hands and their minds. To understand the pyramids, we must first understand the people who built them, lost technologies, and see the evidence they left behind. The truth is carved into the very stones they lifted. The air around Giza is thick with history. You can almost hear the echoes of the past if you listen closely. The whispers are not of spaceships, but of foremen shouting orders, the sounds of chisels striking stone, heavy sleds groaning over sand. The story of the pyramids is a human story. It is about a society so organized and so dedicated that it could move mountains. They did this not for fame in their own time, but for the eternity of their pharaohs. The pyramids were not just buildings, they were gateways to the afterlife, built with a purpose that ran deeper than any river. For a long time, the sheer scale of the project made people doubt. How could anyone move blocks of stone that weigh more than a car? How could they place them with such precision? These questions are valid, but the answers do not lie in the supernatural. The answers are found in science. One of the most persistent myths is that the pyramids were built by slaves, forced to drag giant stones under the hot sun. This image is powerful, but it's wrong. The real builders were skilled Egyptian workers, respected members of society. Archaeological discoveries prove it. We found their town, their bakeries, and even their graves. These workers were well-fed and honored, not enslaved. So if it wasn't aliens or slaves, how did they do it? The answer is simple genius and incredible teamwork. They quarried softer limestone with copper tools and pounded harder granite with dolerite rocks. To move the massive blocks, they used wooden sleds, cleverly wetting the sand in front to dramatically reduce friction. To lift them, they likely used massive ramps, either straight or spiraling up the pyramid as it grew. Beyond the myth of slave labor, two other fantastic tales surround the pyramids: the curse of the pharaohs and the theory of alien builders. While the idea of a deadly curse was mostly media hype, the belief that aliens built the pyramids ignores the overwhelming evidence we have found. We have the workers' village, their graffiti, and ancient papyri like the Diary of Merer, a logbook from a team that transported stone for the Great Pyramid. There is zero evidence of aliens, but overwhelming evidence of Egyptian workers. So, what should we remember when we think of the pyramids? Let us focus on three simple, powerful facts. First, the pyramids were built by skilled and respected Egyptian workers, not by slaves or aliens. They were well-fed, cared for, and proud of their work on this great national project. Second, they used brilliant but simple technology. Copper tools, heavy sleds on wet sand, massive ramps. It was a victory of human ingenuity and teamwork. Third, the pyramids were tombs, eternal resting places for their pharaohs, designed as gateways to the afterlife. These facts are more incredible than any myth. They show us that with a common purpose and enough dedication, humans can achieve the seemingly impossible. The pyramids are not just a pile of stones in the desert. They are a symbol of human organization and belief. They stand as a silent rebuttal to anyone who underestimates the power of our ancestors. They challenge us to appreciate real, documented history over fantasy. The story of the pyramids is the story of us. The pyramids are their greatest achievement. The precision is astounding. The Great Pyramid's sides align almost perfectly with the cardinal directions, and its base is incredibly level. This was a triumph of planning and human ingenuity. We even find proof in graffiti left by the work gangs. With names like the Friends of Khufu Gang, these are the proud markings of builders, not slaves. They are not typically filled with gold. Most pyramids were looted in antiquity. The true treasure was often the sarcophagus and the spiritual items intended for the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife. The value today is not in gold, but in knowledge. Each new discovery, no matter how small, tells us more about their construction methods, their beliefs, and their way of life. Today, on February 16, 2026, the pyramids continue to share their secrets with us. New technologies allow us to see inside the stones without moving a single one. We are constantly learning more about how they were built. We are learning what they meant to the people who created them. The sand around Giza still holds clues. Archaeologists continue their patient work of uncovering the past. The story is not over. With each new discovery, the picture of ancient Egypt becomes clearer and more detailed, replacing old myths with astonishing facts. The pyramids stand as a permanent invitation to the world. They invite us to look back with respect. They invite us to look forward with curiosity. They teach us that the greatest wonders on this planet were often built not by magic, but by the hands and minds of people. We are learning about the enduring strength of the human spirit. The door to discovery is still open, and, well, there is always more to learn. Project managers. The pyramids are their greatest achievement. They were brilliant innovators who understood geometry, engineering, and management on a massive scale. The pyramids are a monument to human potential, not extraterrestrial intervention. We should celebrate the real builders for their skill and vision, rather than giving credit to a fantasy for which there is no proof. The same is true for myths about secret chambers filled with unimaginable treasure or lost historical records. The true treasure was often the sarcophagus and the spiritual items intended for the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife. The story of the pyramids is the story of us. The pyramids stand as a permanent invitation to the world.